2412.
Veteran crisis hotline calling in for the female veteran's off her medication. She's in worth the safe haven. You're attacking 12-6 now.
One more, 2.7.
Offender in custody. What was thanks. Anyone else close? I just threw somebody else. 33.
333. Can you let our supervisor know that I have a case report with the rest attack?
Sheridan and Wilson. Fulton. 47 Fulton, okay. 4234 in the beat is coming over to domestic battery at 1815 North Winchester, 1815 North Winchester. Danny is seated, the caller and the owner of the vehicle. Alright, thank you. You guys are okay over there? Alright, the ET doesn't take pictures of the, is the domestic related?
Yes, it is.
We're going to try to give her an apology, and then we just added another phone number to the 13-year-old grandson, who's possibly with the daughter. Semi with this.
2412.
Veteran's crisis hotline calling in for the female veteran's off her medication. She's in worth the safe haven. You're attacking 12-6, check them out.
614, 2.7.
If StreamYard's gonna let me. If StreamYard is gonna let me. Come on, StreamYard. What's up, everybody? Good evening. We're gonna be. I'm loving this little animated blue thing. It goes perfect with this. I love it. Uh, boo. Yeah, StreamYard. Please don't mess up like you did this morning. Please. Good evening, everybody. We'll say hello. And we'll get these guys to say hello as well. Oops, wrong one. Come on, StreamYard. There you go. What's up? What's up? Look at that for a background as I say my hellos tonight. Look at that. It's great. Skittles, good evening. Thank you for being the first comment. Appreciate it. Kib Kitty, Kelly, what's up? DS, Yoli Yo, if you're available tonight. Oh, wait a minute. What time is that then? 7:30, 8:30, 9:30. Okay. Well, let me see here. Let me know, Yoli. Do you have an idea of what time you might be back on tonight? Let me know. Because I was going to go into that 11:12 episode, 11:22 episode we were talking about last night. I was going to go into that tonight, and I wanted to have you on panel when we went through it. Let me know when you think you might be back this evening, because I don't know if we'll be able to go through. Yeah, we definitely won't be able to go through it by the time you got to take off. So just let me know. What's up, Caddy? Good evening. Yeah, Brandywine and True Crime. Thank you for hopping in. Kelly Miller. There she is. Purple White. Live, Love, Sale. Good evening. Thank you for hopping in. Appreciate you. What's up, Cherry? Tot Talk. Yes, we were having Tot Talk in the Discord. Love Tater Tot Casserole. Speaking of Discord, and I'm going to switch to this camera real quick. Speaking of Discord, I got to say something real quick. Speaking of Discord, okay, we were having some Discord chat. When was it? Last week sometime, maybe? We were having some chat in Discord, and I was talking to Yoli because I was like, when we were talking Stephen Smith, we were going to be going through the coroner episode. And I remember the night before, I was telling Yoli, like, it's going to be crazy when you hear the crap that the coroner got, or not the coroner, but the pathologist got away with, right? In the Stephen Smith case. So that was anybody that's in Discord, that was a conversation that took place, and I was making fun of it that day. I was just having fun, and I said, Yoli was going to shit bricks when she heard what the pathologist had said in the report. And that, as an attorney, right, I said she was going to ship, and it just started this whole Discord chat. It was funny as hell. We were all rolling with it. Well, unfortunately, somebody was told to come watch that video that we watched, the coroner pathologist recap episode. Somebody was referred to come watch that because somebody that was in the show back then, their family member had heard that we were saying, here comes the shit bricks, about this person. I don't know. Anybody that's in my Discord chat knows we were talking about Yoli and her finding out what the pathologist said was going to be shit bricks. I don't know. I guess sometimes people think they're a bigger deal than what they really are. So we'll go back to Jizzy G and Dorothy B, and we'll continue. I don't know, it just reminded me about the Discord chat, the Tater Tots tonight, and reminded me about a comment that was left on one of my videos that was quickly deleted. So I thought I would just say, no, it wasn't about your family member. It was about Yoli finding out what the pathologist did. So sorry. What's up, Nina? Good evening. I just wanted to make that clear real quick. What's up, Melissa? Thank you for hopping in. Appreciate you so much. We're going to have a good time tonight. We got a bunch of different things to go into. Delphi, Idaho 4, of course, because we got to get back to talking Idaho. We have to. It's been a few weeks of a lot of different cases, manhunts. Stephen Smith, Delphi extended on location, different locations, traveling. Flight 93. All these different spots. And I need to do some more catching up tonight too. So thank you all. I appreciate you for hopping in. We're going to be late nighting it tonight. And if you have anything, please send them to these links. And we might even get into a little more Tupac stuff. We did a Tupac show earlier. Shout out, Architect. Appreciate you, bro. Cannot wait to do more collabs with you. We're going to have a weekly segment coming up. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling Friday mornings. I don't know about you guys, but I don't know. We're going to, and I'd like to talk some different cases too. I'd like to talk some different cases with the architect. So we're going to be working on stuff together. This is just the beginning. The last few times, this right here that we just had this morning, this is the avalanche, baby. It's going to be coming. So I'm excited for that. Shout out, architect. Thank you so much for your time and your company, sir. Great show this morning. Thank you so much. What's up, Stardust? How you doing tonight? Joe, how you doing, sir? What's up, Copper Horse? Thank you for hopping in. Come on, StreamYard. Bread to Kill, thank you so much for hopping in. Appreciate you. You guys, you got to go to my video section. Check out, there's a couple Bread to Kill we have on the, I call them highlights. They're not shorts. They're just, they can go from 2 minutes to 20 minutes, 30 minutes, hour. Just different highlights. Go check out Bread to Kill on my video section. Good conversation, sir. Thank you. Appreciate you hopping in. Right, Yoli? The shit bricks, Yoli. I seriously don't know how somebody thought we were talking about somebody else referring to shit bricks. I don't know. You got to watch more of the show, You got to watch more of the show. Because if you watched more of the show and you read the actual chat, you would see where the shit bricks came from. What's up, Blah? How you doing tonight? Have I ever had to do jury duty? No. Do I want to? Hell fucking yes. I would love to do jury duty. I would love to, and I would do it 150%, just like everything else. You wouldn't hear shit from me. But I tell you what, when it's done, yeah, because I'm going to keep, I'm going to have, it'll be up here. Whoa, that just made my camera get fuzzy. That's weird. Oh, nice. Shout out, Yoli. Cool. Awesome. Nice. Is it? Oh, man, that's so cool. That's awesome, Yoli. Yeah, that episode last night, that was tough at the lounge. Oh my gosh. That was tough at the lounge. I was like, damn. I was like, it got to a point where I was like, man, this is crazy. Like this is freaking and it just kept going and going and going and the story just kept getting crazier and crazier, and it's just like what else didn't this freaking dude do? I, crazy. Yeah, it was. Oh, trust me. Wait, when we're at the lounge, I'm gonna be flicking some sticks, okay? But it ain't gonna be tonight. I gotta get some rest tonight. It was another long day today. um, another long day today. We did a show earlier. I was up early. Maintenance came by. I had to do some more running around errands. I had to do some more cleaning. I'm just trying to take it slowly, day by day. Bits at a time. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot to take on. But I'm definitely. You already see it. I did a show this morning. I did a show last night. I'm doing a show tonight. We're going to be doing a show tomorrow night. I'm going to try and do my sports show Sunday. And I went out and got my other webcam because I'm going to have 4 now. And the other one is going to be included. I got everything I need to do the painting and the wine shows. So that's going to be very soon too. Trust me. I need you guys though to let me know what night is the best. And I need to know like your guys's, and I'm asking all of you that are chilling here. I'm not asking all 3K, 3.5K, whatever. I'm asking you guys right now because you guys are dedicated in here, and I want to know what day of the week you want for the wine and painting show. Whatever you guys want, whatever you guys are comfortable with, that's the night I'm doing it. I don't care if it's a Monday. I don't care if it's a Sunday. I don't care if it's a Saturday. I don't care if it's a Friday. I don't care. You let me know what night works best for you for the wine and painting show, and that's the night we're going to have it. So discuss it amongst yourselves. Let me know, and whatever night it is, that's the night we're going to make it. And honestly, I'd like to do it in every week night thing or weekday, whatever thing. So you pick a night every week, painting and wine every week, same night every week. I threw that thing in the garbage. It's in the garbage. I got a Keurig machine today. That it's a slim version, so that way it's easier for travel, and it's great. I only have to fill it up for like every 3 of these right here. This big ass cup, it'll fill up 3 of these with 1 tank or container of water attached to it. It's beautiful. My coffee comes out like 5 times hotter. And it's so small. It's great. It's easy for travel. That's why I got it. Effective, encapsulated, okay? Capsulated water, effective coffee. Shout out Manhunt. Yeah, it is what it is, Brandywine. All you got to do is just try and just keep moving, just keep moving. Shout out to the community. Thank you so much with your support and your positivity and your messages of beautiful words. Thank you so much. It means everything. Trust me. You guys feed my soul with your support. And that's what allows me when I'm down on one knee because of whatever's going on. I'm down on one knee. When I'm going like this and you guys reach up and grab my hand and you just keep, thank you. Thank you. Because it's the hand that reaches out when you're reaching up because you are on that one knee and they just kind of help. Thank you so much. Thank you. Renee, good evening. Coral Beauty, where'd you go? Hold on a minute. Where's Coral? Well, what's up? Let me see here. Oh, yeah. It's so good. There we go. Encapsulated. My K cup. Oh, that thing was crazy. That thing was crazy. No, thank you so much. We went through 3. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's the slim, so literally it's like this. That's it, and maybe like this tall. It's going to be so easy to pack, and it's so effective. It's so effective. Nina, my my coffee. I don't know. The fire must have done something with the electronics or something. I don't know. That thing. Normally, you got to wait for the water to warm up. Okay. Last night when I was on my show, it kept turning on its own. Like 4 or 5 times it turned on its own. So then this morning before my show, I went to go make my coffee because I always make it right before the show so it's steaming hot. And I hit the button. Normally, the coffee machine needs a little bit of time to heat up the water and then it starts brewing. Well, this morning I hit the button and all of a sudden I'm like, whoa, hold on a minute. What's going on here? Weird. So that what came out wasn't even as dark as what it usually is. This is dark, this is dark roast. And so then I tried it again. I was like, yeah, maybe it's the K cup. Tried it again, same thing. Right away, no time to heat up the water. So then I unplugged it, plugged it back in, tried another K cup, and then that time the button never worked anymore, and it just the light on it was just like a solid red light, and I was like, okay. Last night it turned on its own, a whole bunch. This morning it's not even like making the water hot. Something's up. Garbage. Like the fire must have did something to it. I don't know. Maybe you know how like dust can ruin electronics. It can like you know how like dust can get on like the circuit boards and then it creates a false connection between the two little prongs on a little circuit board. Well, I think maybe some soot kind of landed on some parts of this circuit board or something, or the old one, and maybe it just kind of fried out or something. I don't know. It was crazy. I thought, like, especially when it was turning on its own last night, I was like, is this freaking place haunted now because of the fire? Like, what the hell's going on? I really did think that for a minute. Trust me. But, yeah, it's, yeah, garbage. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. The last thing I need is one of my electronics starting some shit over here, No. Don't say that, Nina. Don't say that. All right. So there's a new Idaho 4 document out today. We're going to read it real quick, okay? Now, let me share it here. Hold on one second. Don't say it's haunted. That's not nice. Yes, no hauntings. That's not nice. Oh, I want to get, hold on a minute. I got to get some of that animated blue in the background to show up a little bit because that looks badass. There we go. Look at that. See that animated blue on there? Doesn't that look so cool? All right. So this is, let me change the, hold on. Let's make this a little bigger. Yeah, let's go about right there. All right, that looks good. I think that looks pretty good. Boo! I know. You know what? I'm trying to get together a cool little outfit for you guys for Halloween when I do a Halloween show because I'm gonna wear a mask and I'm gonna wear a little outfit to go with the mask. So, and that'll be for the Halloween show. So whenever you're done taking your kiddos out for trick or treating or the you know trunk and treats or whatever they call that shit nowadays, uh, you can come hang out with me on Halloween and we'll have a cool ass fucking show. No, not a Michael Myers mask. No. It's gonna be something. It's gonna be something I can wear my hat with. Because I gotta be able to wear my hat. The glasses, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe, maybe we'll see. But it's definitely gotta. I gotta be able to wear my hat with the mask. So I would love a lava lamp. Seriously, like lava lamps. I've always loved lava lamps. I need to get another damn neon right behind me, right up here. I don't know. I need like a peace sign or something, right? Coffee and peace? Coffee and peace? Like a big peace sign? Or something. Evil CJ? I don't know, something. It's so crazy. So many people are using like this. It's like this whole shit I've been using for fucking long ass time. You know how many people use the damn TV in their streams now? It's crazy. Take a look around. It is. It's a great idea though, right? Using the fucking TV as you don't even need a freaking sign. You just put it on a TV. Bam. Yes, yin yang and a piece. Ooh, that's good. That's good. I like. Definitely a yin yang and a peace sign. Thank you. Yes, because I'm all about that balance too. If anybody knows me beyond, even the show, it's about that balance no matter what. What's up, Nefarious? How you doing tonight? Pink wave hand, how you doing? I love Halloween. I know it's my favorite. It's my favorite holiday. My favorite holiday. Yeah, it's going to be a cool show. Coming up. All right. It might even be on the road. Because with this fire, I don't know exactly when I'm going to Moscow, but it's going to be soon. And yes, exactly. Typically, thank you so much. Definitely shoot me a link for that playlist. Typically unique. I wanna promote that. Okay, please. I'll just make a playlist real quick. Sending me the link. I would love to sit back and have you two on the show sometime. Honestly, I would love to be able to talk to you guys. Your passion, your story. Get to know. You know what I'm saying? I would love to have you guys on the show sometime. So anytime that you two, if you're ever interested, would like to hop on and I just kind of talk to you guys about, just let's get to know Typically Unique. Let's get to know the channel. I think it'll be really sweet, right? Just to like I call them lawn chair conversations. We're chilling out on the yard. We're sitting in lawn chairs. We're drinking coffee or tea, whatever your preference. And we're just sitting out there having a conversation. It'll be fun. I love it. Chill. Yeah. I would love to have you both on. You guys are so awesome. You guys are so awesome. If one of the mods can do me a favor and please drop the channel link and please send me a link to your playlist if whenever you get it going. All right, so here's the new document. So this is the order denying defendant's motion to stay proceedings and withdrawing order staying time for speedy trial. I'm not saying it 5 times. I'm sorry. It's not happening. On June 13th, 2023, defendant Brian C. Koberger filed a motion to stay proceedings pursuant to Idaho Code. On July 7th, 2023, this court issued an order staying time for speedy trial. In that order, the court denied Koberger's motion to stay proceedings, finding that it was premature. However, the court, with the agreement of Koberger and his counsel, stayed the running of the speedy trial clock for a period of 37 days to allow the defense team time to obtain and review the grand jury records to determine if they wanted to renew the motion to stay proceedings. So on July 17th, 2023, the state filed a motion to reconsider order staying time for speedy trial. Koberger filed a second motion to stay proceedings pursuant to Idaho Code Section 2213 on July 25th, 2023. The basis for Koberger's motion to stay was that the court issued an order. The order required 45 potential jurors be brought in. The grand jury panel appearing for service numbered only 32. Koberger also alleged inconsistencies in the juror questionnaire forms and issues with how two potential jurors answered questions on the form. On August 11th, 2023, the state filed an objection to the defendant's requests. We've went over those before. I'll get to chat here in a second. It's just a couple more pages. Oral argument on both the state's motion to reconsider and Koberger's second motion to stay proceedings was heard on August 18th, 2023. Koberger was present and represented by his attorneys Ann C. Taylor, J. Logston, and Elijah Massif. The state was represented by William W. Thompson, Jr., Ashley S. Jennings, Jeff Nye, and Ingrid Beatty. For the reasons articulated on the record, the court denied Koberger's second motion to stay proceedings and granted the state's motion to reconsider order staying time for speedy trial and rescinded the order staying time for speedy trial. This order follows the court's decision on the record. Koberger's motion is based on the language in Idaho Code Section 2213 that reads, within 7 days after the moving party discovered or by the exercise of diligence could have discovered the grounds therefor, and in any event before the trial jury is sworn to try the case, a party may move to stay the proceedings, and in a criminal case to squash the indictment or for other appropriate relief on the ground of substantial failure to comply with this chapter in selecting the grand or trial jury. The statute goes on to state that if the court determines that in selecting either a grand jury or a trial jury there has been a substantial failure to comply with this chapter, the court shall stay the proceedings pending the selection of the grand jury in conformity with this chapter, quash an indictment, or grant other appropriate relief. Before a court can reach its decision, the moving party must first present a sworn statement of the facts, if true, would constitute a substantial failure to comply with the proceedings for selecting a grand jury. From there, the party is entitled to present evidence to support its claim. Only after the presentation of evidence and a finding that there was a substantial failure to comply with the proceedings for selecting a grand jury can a court stay the proceedings pending the selection of the jury in conformity with this chapter, quash an indictment, or grant other appropriate relief. That's what they did. As articulated on the record, the issues raised in Koberger's second motion to stay proceedings do not constitute a substantial failure to comply with the proceedings for selecting a grand jury. The issues raised either fall outside the purview of Idaho Code Title II, Chapter 2, Jury Selection and Service, or are typical problems seen routinely in selecting juries, i.e., individuals called for jury duty failing to appear, thereby reducing the number of potential jurors in the jury pool. Individuals calling for jury duty failing to appear? Hold on. When does that ever happen? I thought you get in big ass trouble. That's why everybody always says, damn, I gotta go. Like, wow. Additionally, because Koberger had the opportunity to review the grand jury materials and renew his motion to stay proceedings, and the court having denied that motion, and there being no request to extend the time for a speedy trial under the 30-day stay previously ordered, it is ordered that the order staying time for speedy trial entered on July 7th, 2023 is withdrawn. On August 23rd, 2023, Koberger waived his right to a speedy trial. Thus, the previous order staying time for speedy trial entered on July 7th, 2023 is also now moot. Wow. Yoli, are you available real quick if you are? Holy crap. All right, let me get to chat too real quick. Here, I'll send it to you real quick, Yoli, if you can hop on for a few, if you're able to, and you want to say what you think about this document real quick, please do. Totally understand if you're not able to. Withdrawn and now moot. Wow. What is going on now? What do you think is going on, everybody? Wow. Yes, I hope you feel better, Lucille. That's crazy. So what is Let me check your chat here. Oh, COVID. I know I was seeing people today I was seeing people wearing a bunch of masks today. I was like, "Oh shit. Is that what this nationwide test update that came out a little bit ago? Is that what that was about?" So then all of a sudden it's going to tell everybody. Really? Like, at least we got the show. You know, at least we got the show. If we're going to go through another round of this crazy ass shit, at least we got the show. That's the whole reason I made the damn talk show in the first place, was like, man, I've been locked down for 2 years. I need to have some kind of interaction with people. Let me start a talk show on YouTube. Shit. Can you make a playlist? Yes, just make it all you have to do is click the little dots on the right of the video, save it to a new playlist, name it the playlist, and then make sure the playlist is switched to public, and then you can go right to the playlist and they can see everything. You can update it as much as you want and it'll always have it. So like I'll share my Stephen Smith playlist and you can literally see like all the videos. Anytime I add one, it's going to give you the latest one. That'll give you a good idea. So if you want to check out that one, Typically Unique, or I'll be available this weekend at some point at different points this weekend. So if you wanted to have some help, if you guys wanted to have a conversation before the show, I can help you out real quick. If not, whenever. But yeah, it's very easy. You could literally look up a YouTube video. It's so easy. What's up, Kevin? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, this Keurig machine is awesome. Oh, the coffee is amazing. Need to reread it? You want me to read it? Or would here, I'll give you the link to it. If you'd like me to read it, I can read it again. It's only a couple pages. Basically, what it's saying is it's retelling you. Here's the link. It's retelling you what took place in these different proceedings when it comes to the speedy trial and the motions. You know, it's letting you know, okay, this is what they did, this is what they did, this is when they did it. Now, because they didn't respond in the 37 days, okay, because they had to respond within 37 days, what they were deciding to do, and they never responded. So because they didn't respond, that means, okay, it goes back to default. So the stuff that they did in August and July, now it was like for no reason, because they didn't respond on the 37 day. Because what they did was they were claiming certain things were taking place. They didn't bring forth the evidence that they needed in order to do that, right? So the prosecution came up with a rebuttal, and then what took place is that the court decided it was not going to fly. They needed more, okay? They needed more. They had 37 days to respond to that. They didn't respond at all. So therefore, it goes back to default. Everything that they did before is basically, like they said, moot. It means it never took place now because they didn't respond in the 37 days. But I can read it again if you guys would like. What's up, Coral Beauty? Yeah. At least we got us here at the show. You know what I mean? We could all be at least we're here, you know. We may not be feeling good, but hey, all you have to do is lay in your bed and you can have that thing tilted sideways and you can just be with us in spirit. What's up, Mary? Thank you for hopping in. If you guys want me to read it again, I will. I do not need ghosts in this house. Damn straight. You were 100%. Tater tot casserole. Sounds so good. Tater tot casserole. What's up, Crystal? Thank you for hopping in. Appreciate you. Please hit the like if you guys haven't yet. It's the free way to help out. Did Idaho ever decide on cameras in the courtroom? It's probably not happening, and I don't think it's happening, but you never know yet. Things change. That's the thing about this case. Things change so much. Hell, you can't even depend on a court date until it actually freaking happens. You know, it can be the day before, and you might, you know, things have been changing so much on the fly with this case. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. I know, I do too, Nina. Oh, I know somebody mentioned tater tots. It was like, oh shit, tater tot casserole sounds so good. Right? But we're so close to having you. I'm serious. You guys pick the night, a glass of wine. I'm going to have a glass of wine and we're going to do some canvas painting. You pick the night. We're doing it. And it's your night. Let me know. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to paint some pictures and drink a glass of wine while we're doing it. I can't wait. You let me know what night you guys want because I'm available whenever you guys need it. You know what? This Tupac case, this thing, we did a show earlier. There's going to be a trial. And it's going to be a quick one, let's be honest. It's going to be, what's up, Don? It's going to be a quick trial. There's going to be a Tupac trial. It's going to be a quick trial. But man, wouldn't it be sweet to go to Vegas? I wouldn't gamble. I'm not that lucky. I wouldn't gamble. But I sure as hell would be down there on location reporting for that damn trial. Take you to the different spots. I wouldn't care about being in no casino. I don't care about that. I've been there before. I spent $20 at the casino and I just sightseed the whole time. It was great. Because I already know my luck. It'll just keep going in and going in and going in. No, I already know. I'll throw a little bit in there, see if I get lucky. After that, I'm going to explore. So who knows? If they get, and I probably will. Seriously, Mary. I'm not there to be at the slots. I'll stay at the hotel. I'll be doing the shows from the hotel. I'll be going to different spots there for you guys. Like we did on these other trips. We stop by different things, hang out. I'll be going to different. But man, I would definitely cover the trial on Twitter. Give you those guys live updates. If they have cameras, if we're allowed, it. I think it'd be a great time, a great trip. Take you guys to Vegas, cover the Tupac trial, and go to these different sites whenever that takes place. There's going to be a trial, and the only reason I'm saying I would cover it is because I know it's going to be quick as shit. It's really only going to be like 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2.5 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. It ain't gonna be that long. I'll cover it. I'll just stay like I'll just stay like 2 hours away or something, so it's cheaper. Shit, I can drive there. Something. I don't know. We'll figure it out, right? Oh, Stardust. Hey, you never know, right? You never know. Kayaking is a shit. I love kayaking. It's so peaceful. I gotta get me a corded microphone so I can hook up my soundboard. Damn it, I guess there's not a connector where you can plug a USB microphone into a 1/4 inch like an amp cord slot. I guess there isn't one. So I love this microphone so much. I don't want to not use it because I love it. So I gotta figure out a way that I don't know, maybe this brand makes a corded microphone or something. I need to check that out. Very awesome microphone. I think I don't know. I think it's the best microphone. And it was only $70 or something. How far am I from Vegas? Shit. It'd be about as far of a drive as Moscow, Idaho is gonna be. So 2 to 3 days. 2 to 3 days. What's up, Dovia? Because I sure as hell don't fly. Hell no. Ain't doing it. Ain't doing it. So it'd be 2 days. Replace the board. Oh yeah, but that's the thing, Jeremiah. I love the road. These long ass drives that I do. Don't even mind. For real. I don't even mind. It's even before I did this show, I used to travel a lot. Even before I did the show, I used to travel a lot. To me, the open road just brings a peace to the soul. And so I love being on the open road. I really do. If anybody hung out in my shows when we were traveling, when I did kind of a mixture. Some I did, some I didn't. I love it. Now, sometimes when GPS is going all crazy, taking you on backwoods and shit, when you're like, damn, I should still be on an interstate. Yeah, that's when it's like, what the hell? Other than that, I love it. I love it. Yeah, traveling is freaking fun. I love it. I just love exploring. I'm just a soul that loves to explore. So I don't mind. I love these drives. I love kicking it on the road, going to these different spots. I love it. I don't mind it at all because see, when you go on these long trips, you not only when you're flying, you get from one destination to the other, right? When you're on these road trips, you get to explore everything in between. That's the beautiful part about these long road trips. When we went to the manhunt, we got to go to the Flight 93 Memorial. Go watch that episode. I mean, there's different things that we get to stop at, you know? It's great. So I fly to Vegas. Yeah. A couple hours. No, it'd take me a couple days because, like I said, I'm going to like explore all the different parts along the trip too. Damn, 6.5 from Vegas. Damn. Who knows? Maybe we could do like a meet and greet at Vegas or something, right? We all go to meet up at Vegas or something. Yeah, you got to. There's so much. For real. That's what I'm saying. The open road, you see so much. You get to truly explore. Truly explore. And with somebody like me that doesn't mind the road, I appreciate the beauty. Uh it's like a win-win. It's a win-win. Explore and then the open road is like a piece to the soul. Like win-win-win. Hello. All three. All right, so that was the newest document today. Ooh, let's have the fellas say hi for a little bit over here. I know you guys miss them. They're gonna have their own Instagram soon. They're gonna have their own Instagram soon. You know what? Hold on, we gotta get Jizzy G to look at the camera. What's up, y'all? Derailing it with jokes. Cars have wheels. That's right. The document is reporting new documents in the header. Yeah, we just read it. We just read the new document. We just got done reading it. Here's the link if you want it, Caddy. Here you go. Damn, we were out before frickin' we were out before the docket, huh? That's crazy. No, you're good. Hell, we were out before the docket. That's cool. You guys like this new camera? Do you guys like this new camera I got where Darth EV and Jizzy G are kicking it? This guy, his lightsaber turns on too, and you can talk to him and he repeats it in the the voice. Don't feed him after midnight. I know. I wish I had the one that you did feed after midnight, The one with the cigar hanging out of his mouth. Because I love my cigars, and I would love to have. I need to get the one that the one that got fed after midnight, the one that has the cigar in his mouth. You guys know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's what I need. Yeah, that's right, Jeremiah. Mogwai and Darth. Two of my favorite movies. Or I should say series. Gremlins. Freddy Nightmare on Elm Street is my like favorite. I'd love to have Freddy. I love Nightmare on Elm Street. Jizzy is probably responsible for the coffee maker. Oh, that's funny as shit. Oh, that's funny as shit. No cigar, Jizzy. Oh shit. Kevin says, "Feed me after midnight and see what happens." Oh shit, Kevin. Damn. Right? Oh shit, Gremlins all in those electronics. I know. Darth is using the Force and shit. Darth was using the Force to hold down my remote button that kept making my TV like go crazy, I bet. So Darth was using the Force on my remote button for my TV, and then Gizmo was when I was sleeping, he must have just hopped down the table and started fucking with the electronics and shit, getting in the back, soldering different shit, crossing wires, fucking, he probably even had like a welder's helmet on and shit when he was doing it, He probably got all into fucking with them electronics and shit. Oh shit. All right, we're gonna see if there's anything breaking real quick here. And we'll get into the rest of the show. We'll be getting into some more Idaho here in a second. I just wanted to read that document with you guys real quick. Give me 1 second here. I'm just checking out what we got for breaking. Let's see here. Is there anything anybody knows that is breaking that I go ahead and discuss? Let me see here. Escapes trial day. Why? Okay, Nancy Grace. We're not watching that. Let me see here. I don't see anything breaking now. All right. So let me go to my folder here and we'll get into tonight's topics beyond this document. Yeah, so that's basically the rundown of what that document means. So, which it makes you wonder, like, why in the hell did you even do what you did earlier? Why in the hell? All right, give me 1 second. We are going to go to what's been my latest additions, and let's see here. Wrap icon warned. Okay, so this is, let me see. Ooh, this is what I wanted to show you guys real quick at the beginning of the show. Inside Edition did something where they did like a thing where what people would look like if they would have gotten older, like different artists and icons. So check this out real quick.
Hollywood's greatest sex look like in their golden years.
We all know the king rock and roll died in 1977 at age 42. But if history had taken another
Come on,
turn, at
stream.
least according to artificial intelligence, was assassinated in 1980. Just imagine he lives in this image at age 82.
I just
Wow,
thought,
that's
I think it was maybe
crazy.
Jimi Hendrix or something. What would that person look like today? And I created a picture and I started to create more. I didn't expect them to go viral, but they did.
Wow. Isn't that crazy?
What about another legend, blonde bombshell Marilyn Monroe? She was just 36 years old when she died of a drug overdose in 1962. Well, she lives in these images, gray, but short of what would have been her 100th birthday. And who could forget the legendary beauty of Princess Diana, still the epitome of class and grace at age 62.
Wow.
Even Diana's grandchildren, who were not yet born when she lost her life, crashed treatment in his early 20s. Five-year-old Ram. Here's the
Come
world's
on,
most
StreamYard.
adorable.
Damn. Please don't act up tonight, StreamYard. It's acting up tonight. Okay, so I just wanted to show that real quick. All right, so let me get to some of the other stuff here. We're going to get to some of this breaking stuff. Give me 1 second. Okay. Now, this is something I wanted to cover real quick. Okay. This is just a couple minute video. I know News Nation is going to hit me for it, and it's cool. Jodi Huisentruit. This is something that's been a case for a long time. Was kidnapped, don't even know where, just gone, disappeared. There's supposed to be some breakthrough now. I guess she had a secret lover. I'll kind of explain in a minute what I mean by what I think took place, which is something I kind of always thought, if you ever know about this case. I'm going to kind of give you my opinion, and we're just going to cover it for about 10 minutes, and we'll get back into the Idaho stuff. But it's something that came across, and I don't know, maybe we can do a show on this in the future. I'll tell you what I think here in a minute.
A possible new breakthrough in the case of a missing Iowa TV news anchor who vanished 28 years ago, and it could potentially pinpoint a person of interest. Jodi Huisentruit was 27 years old when she disappeared back in 1995. She had overslept and was running late to anchor the news that morning, but she never showed up. Police arrived at her apartment to find her car still in the parking lot, along with other items scattered around her apartment, like a blow dryer, her red heels, a bent car key. Now, 28 years later, a private investigator believes jealousy was a factor in Jodi's disappearance, saying Jodi had a secret fling with a mystery man just days before she went missing, never to be seen again. So let's bring in that private cold case investigator, Steve Ridge, who uncovered this new detail, has been investigating this case for years. Steve, thank you so much for being with us. I guess my first question to you, how do you even approach investigating a case that is nearly 30 years old?
Well, persistence, I guess, is the answer, Nicole. I've been working on this case pretty much nonstop for 3.5 or 4 years. And what I discovered was that there was a relationship that formed with Jodi and a man who she met just 10 days before she went missing. And they were such fast friends that they actually spoke or met 8 times in 10 days, and she was out of town the other 2. So they went golfing, they had drinks, they sat on his lakeside overlook, they had dinner. She was very preoccupied with this gentleman, and it took her basically out of her normal routine, which I believe may have created some intense jealousy on the part of others who were used to seeing her on a fairly regular basis or being able to have access to her. So this has never been made public. It's something I discovered. I do know now that police are fully aware of it, but they chose not to make it public.
That's crazy.
It's important to make
should
this
have been.
public because it may shed light if people did see Jodi out on a date
It should
or
have
in
been.
different situations in that final 10 days. Who else was there? Who else observed it? Who else might have been upset by it? And some information, you have to give information.
Absolutely.
So that's what
And we're talking about a news anchor here. You know, this is in a small town, certainly, you know, nearly 30 years ago. Obviously, television news anchors, things were a little bit different there. I mean, this is certainly someone that people would recognize, that people would know in that area. So this man, this mystery man, Steve, I know I was doing a little research. So police initially called him a person of interest, but he was later cleared. So how do you think he potentially plays into all of this?
And that's what doesn't make sense with this coming out now. You waited this freaking long? You waited this long. I'm gonna pause it for a minute. Because this is the shit that don't make sense to me. And I've already started 12 of your comments already. I'm gonna be responding to you. This is what don't make sense. And what she just said. The dude was a person of interest for so long, and you cleared him, but you held this information? Hold on a minute. You're going up to Minnesota, and you're investigating some dude up in prison? You're not investigating this guy, the guy that named his frickin' boat after her, the guy that named his frickin' boat after her, that wanted to be more than friends, and she just wanted to be friends, the guy that named his fricking boat after her. Brr? Brr? I know they investigated him. Not too damn good, huh? Not too damn good, huh? How in the hell is it just now coming out? When I had a house fire in my house, she was the one that interviewed my family. No shit. Wow. Right. How is it just now coming out that she had a fling? This is 1994, 95? Yeah, the guy named his boat. Come on. Named his boat. What's up, Deborah? Exactly. And she had this date with this let's listen to this again real quick. Had the date with this fling just a few days before.
A TV news anchor who vanished 28 years ago, and it could potentially pinpoint a person of interest. Jodi Huisentruit was 27 years old when she disappeared back in 1995. She had overslept and was running late to anchor the news that morning, but she never showed up. Police arrived at her apartment to find her car still in the parking lot.
I mean, it definitely was a stalker. You know that. Definitely stalked her out. Definitely stalked her out. But man, I could see that dude. Just saying. And it's unfortunate that he has a mental illness where he wouldn't even be able to be a part of this investigation anymore. But damn, I don't know. You never know, Kelly.
Along with other items scattered around
Never
her
know.
apartment, like a blow dryer, her red heels,
Obsessed.
a bent car key.
Obsessed.
Now, 28 years later, a private investigator believes jealousy was a factor in Jodi's disappearance, saying Jodi had a secret fling with a mystery man just days before she went missing.
Just days.
Never to be seen again.
Just days.
So let's bring in that private cold case investigator, Steve Ridge, who uncovered this new detail, has been investigating this case for years. Steve, thank you so much for being with us. I guess my first question to you, how do you even approach investigating a case that is nearly 30 years old?
Well, persistence, I guess, is the answer, Nicole. I've been working on this case pretty much nonstop for 3.5 or 4 years, and what I discovered was that there was a relationship
I'm sorry,
with Jodi and a man who she met just 10.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Lucille. I just had to. It's just like, huh? Like Scooby, you know? Like, huh? Come. Yeah. Yes. I was just going to cut to this real quick.
10 days before she
We'll get
went
back
missing.
to Idaho here.
And they were such fast friends that they actually spoke or met 8 times in 10 days, and she was out of town the other 2. So they went golfing, they had drinks, they sat on his lakeside overlook, they had dinner. She was
gonna
very
name my boat
preoccupied
after
with this
you.
gentleman, and it took her
Gonna name my
basically
boat
out of
after
her
you.
normal routine, which I believe may have created some intense jealousy on the part of others who were used to seeing her on a fairly regular basis or being able to have access to her. So this has never been made public. It's something I discovered. I do know now that police are fully aware of it, but they chose not to make it public. I think it's important to make this public because it may shed light if people did see Jodi out on a date or in different situations in that final 10 days. Who else was there? Who else observed it? Who else might have been upset by it? And sometimes to get...
Okay, I just want to clear up something. They're not calling it a secret. This is kind of... It's not like a secret lover, okay? Basically, the dude, okay, the guy that named his boat after her, that guy, okay, was so obsessed with Jodi that they're calling this other dude the secret because she had to keep him secret from the crazy dude, the dude that was obsessed with her. Not that she was having a fling with somebody else while she was committed. No, that she was secretly dating this guy because she didn't want the other guy. Hello? Why would she try and keep it a secret from him? Hello? That's why I'm saying. I'm just... You name your boat after her. You name your boat after her. I mean, for real.
Information, you have to give
For
information.
real.
So that's why
And
Like
we're
if nothing says Creeper 101 as I'm naming my boat after you, what does?
talking about a news anchor here. This is
Burr?
in a small town, certainly, nearly 30 years ago. Obviously,
Burr?
television news anchors, things were a little bit different there. I mean, this is certainly someone that people would recognize, that people
I
would
don't get
know
it.
in that area. So this man, this mystery man,
Oh,
Steve, I know I was
shit.
doing a little research. So police initially called him a person
We
of
need
interest,
a
but he
Scooby.
was
We need a
later
Scooby
cleared.
to
So
hang
how
out
do you
with these
think
guys.
he potentially plays into all of this, 28 years later?
Well, I think basically being in the wrong place at the wrong time, essentially, not realizing how supercharged the dynamics were around suitors.
Yeah, somebody was
Jodi was just very popular. She was the,
somebody
she was
was
the
waiting
star
outside. Damn straight.
local news anchor in a very small community. That was the only television station that was actually based in that Mason City community. And so she was like a network star to the local people. And she was an attractive young woman that got lots of attention. She was very well liked by men and women. There were a lot of people that had an interest in being with her.
So, Steve, before we let you go here, I know you're offering a $50,000 reward for information leading to Jodi's remains. I have two questions for you. Do you think her remains at this point will ever be recovered? And do you think we'll ever really know what happened to Jodi?
Well, I think that there's only a slight chance that we will recover her remains, although I am specifically working on the method that was used potentially to dispose of her remains. And regardless of any condition of the remains, it is very possible that there could be physical evidence that would be self-sustaining for a very long period of time. So I haven't given up on that, but I think more likely would be, I know 3 people who I believe have information and have not come forward or have not been fully honest with what they know.
People.
And if any one of them were to come forward, I think it could re-energize this case.
Oh, yeah, we certainly hope so. Steve Ridge, I know you've put a lot of
3
hours into this, a lot of hard work.
All right, so here's the picture of dude right here. That's dude. No, never, Stardust. Never. And yeah, somebody was waiting for her to go outside because she actually ran late. I'm trying to see if I can get I'd like to try and get Amy Kuntz on the show. Well, man, should I do a members only on Jodi? You know what? Because I need to do I need to do the members only on the sorority. Should I do a members only on Jodi Huisentruit this weekend? I got some stuff already ready to go for a show. I've had stuff for a long time ready to go for a show. What's up, Jackie? Would I name my boat after someone? No, I would name my boat. It would have a catchy slogan like a t-shirt would. Because in the future, I'm going to have my own line of t-shirts. It's going to happen in the future where I'm going to have my own artwork on the shirt with my own sayings. And I'm just going to have a shit ton of different t-shirts with a shit ton of different sayings and a shit ton of different artwork on it. So one day I'm going to have like 50 different t-shirts, and then you can just pick which one. Might even use some of my paintings and artwork for some of the ideas. All right, so let's switch. That's the guy right there. So we're going to switch here. Let's get to some of the other stuff here real quick. I want to switch back to Idaho. I just wanted to play that real quick and just give you guys a rundown of it. Okay, back to Idaho. Let me see. Where is it? We got some stuff on Delphi. There's Harsh. Let me see here. We did the Tupac show earlier. Was it an inside job? And I want to go through that 1122 King Road too. But there was something else I wanted to listen. Remember, we were kind of going through that Vargas stuff, and we never did hang out and watch that Vargas episode on TNT. Did you guys catch that before? I haven't even seen it yet, and it was kind of something that I kind of wanted to check out. This is Harsh Reality, though. I'm going to check this video out real quick. This is something to do with, what? An inside job, recon or help? Let's check this out real quick.
Well, hello.
And also, let's see here. Yeah, let me know. Did you guys watch that where she had Vargas, remember one of the experts or whatever to testify when they had those three up there, and we went through it and kind of rewatched it all. I think it was Elizabeth Vargas. Did you guys watch that where she was on Truth and Transparency a while back? I still have not watched it. I wanted to watch it with you guys if you guys wanted to. Just let me know in chat. I thought about watching that too. I want to save the 1122. Oh man, I would. When's Yoli coming back? Did anybody catch when Yoli was coming back? You saw it live typically? Man, I would love to have Yoli on when we watch those. Oh. Yeah, I don't watch these unless I watch them with you guys. So I literally haven't watched it yet because I haven't watched it with you. You know what? I'm gonna do? I'm gonna watch the 1122 because I'd rather. Man, we'll figure it out. Let's get into this Harsh episode. I gotta let me know if Yoli did put in chat when she might be back. Let me know because she didn't say. I didn't think she did.
How is everyone?
Well, this is 17 minutes anyway. I'm gonna hit up Yoli on email and I'm gonna see if she has time because I'd love to have her on for both of those. Honestly, for both of those episodes. I know we need Yoli. We need Yoli.
Hope you're all well on this fantastic, fantabulous Friday. I was trying to fit a third one in there, but I ran out of time and my brain wasn't working quick enough. But yes, it is indeed Friday. We've made it TGITFI Friday and all that good stuff. You're looking absolutely fabulous, absolutely amazing, and we've got some stuff to talk about. And look, we are going to be talking about some other stuff on this channel very, very soon. But as some of you will know, especially other creators, some things take time when you want to start looking at cases properly. And it takes a lot of homework and digging and diving. And some of you have sent me some cases to indeed look at. And there's some that I want to do an overview on as well, sort of pushing them all together as we talk about some of the bigger problems that we are facing both here in the UK, Canada, Australia, even the US, all over the world, and how that is sort of culminating into huge issues. But today we are sticking with Idaho 4 because there is two things I want to talk about today. That is, first of all, Bryan Kohberger, if he was the person who did this crime, if he is the guy, if he's the man, because we have to accept that there could be that possibility that he did it. We can't be ignorant enough to say that he didn't, even though there are so many questions. Sometimes if it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a motherfucking duck. But
And that's some of the realest shit ever spoke because that's damn true. I've found that out plenty of fucking times in this motherfucker.
There are some things that even if it is Bryan Kohberger, we do have to have answered. And later on today in video 2, I'm going to be going some way towards looking at the knife sheath, which seems to be the bone of contention. Absolutely absolutely the fact that it's in there, it's got his DNA on it, is closed door, bang, done, line him up. I'm aware that some of you have autoplay on, so you don't get to see my beautiful, beautiful thumbnails that I am thinking about changing, by the way. If you've got any ideas on changing thumbnails, you think that I should change them, please let me know down below. If you think they should be left alone, then do that as well. And if you've got any artwork that you would like me to include in videos, send that across as well, and I'll see what I can do. I've got one currently in the top. The Duffman, thank you very much, my friend. That was fantastic, and it's staying. But who knows? There's a room down there for more, isn't there? Anyway, shut up. Let's get on. Let's crack on. And we're talking about Bryan Kohberger. So, Bryan Kohberger, if he was indeed the person who done this crime, what questions need to be answered? That would be a long video, wouldn't it? If we went through every single thing, every single question, this would be a long video. And I do feel that perhaps there's something that we need to look at one day. The actual, if you wanted to be, and this is just a case of going through the motions and getting it sorted, how many questions and what are the questions that would have to be answered to make. But Bryan Kohberger, recon versus is, look, at the end of the day, this crime was basically someone entering into this home. Someone, whether it was Bryan, whether it was someone else, whether it was more than one person. Now, I say more than one person because more than one person would kind of make this make more sense, because it would take away some of the difficulties that imagine that one person going into this house would have faced. But look, at the end of the day, we have to go by what we're being told is that Bryan Kohberger did it. Bryan Kohberger 100%.
I'm just waiting for it to catch up. I apologize, everybody. I only have one tab
with Demetrius
open. I only have one tab of StreamYard and one tab of YouTube, and that's it. So I apologize.
And Emma Bailey seemingly walking free, you almost have to, and I believe there was another creator. If you know who said this, let me know down below, because I don't know who that creator was, but I'm sure some of you will know. And I believe it was about the fact that perhaps law enforcement felt that they didn't have enough to charge Bryan Kohberger, so they perhaps leveraged on other people who they felt could have been involved, perhaps to try and twist them to shit on Bryan Kohberger. You know, it does make sense to a degree, because ultimately they are going to need more. I know all these people keep coming forward and saying, you don't know everything, there's got to be more, we are the public and they don't have to let the public have access to everything. But what you are right is they certainly need more. So what we got in video that. But we're gonna work this video as if indeed the person who done it. So Bryan Kohberger gets up, he's at home, he decides
Sorry about that. I'm letting it catch up again. And yeah, we watch Chaos Factor, Sally. What's up, Sally?
Right, I'm off. I'm going to do this crime. And he gets up, gets his, gets the weapon, but he doesn't attach it to himself. He obviously puts it in a pocket or something like that, or he just holds it in his hand. But at that point, when he's picked up the weapon, there's something else missing. And that is that unless you have done reconnaissance or you have inside knowledge and you have been assisted in some way, there are some things missing here. And that is, and I've touched on this, but I see in the comments, some people still don't understand. They still don't get it. And that is that this is a student accommodation. He already knows what house he's going into. He's got to. So he's picked the house. And this is a student house. This is going to have multiple students in it. So how does he feel that he's going to get into the house to start with? How does he know he can get into the house? You've got a sliding door, a rare sliding door, and you've got the front door. So does he think he's going to get into the front door? And if he's the front door, is he just going to...
I might refresh StreamYard here in a minute, okay?
Or taxi driver, for instance. Is he going there with the intention of, I'm pretending that I'm a delivery driver and I've got a delivery for you, knock on there and then go in, burst in like that? It's a possibility. Or is he going to climb up and get through a window? But then surely that's going to make noise. You're going to rouse who's in the room, and that's not necessarily going to work. So it does then leave the sliding door, which means he knowledge, prior knowledge, sliding door is most likely going to be his. He still has to know. Doesn't matter whether it's been unlocked previously or he's gone on there several nights. And it may...
One moment here. Give me one moment here. I'm gonna refresh StreamYard. 1 second here. I apologize. One moment. I'll be back in like 30 seconds.
So it does then leave the sliding door, which means that he must have knowledge, prime knowledge, that the sliding door even exists, because the sliding door is most likely going to be his easiest point of access. But he still has to know that that door is unlocked on that night. Doesn't matter whether it's been unlocked previously or he's gone on there several nights and he has literally been to this house multiple times, and every single time he's been, he has tried that door and that door has been open. Because unless that's true, he should have taken something to that house in order to get in. Or he is a specialist at breaking into those style doors. Now, some people will know that these sliding doors aren't the best. They're not the safest. They can sometimes be lifted out of the frame and moved along. I'm not a burglar, by the way. I've just been told that that's how you can get into these sort of things. But you can lift the door, shift it along, and get in. But ultimately, that has to be part of your thought process. The first part of this crime, when you take away getting to the crime, which we'll touch on, but once you are there, you've still got to get into the house. Understand that this person may consider that each individual door in this house that contains people or a person is also going to be, because generally student accommodation, own rooms, their own locks, just like Brian Koberger's did. There was a room inside his apartment that he didn't have access to because he rented what was in fact a 2-room, but only one room within that 2-room room. Get me? So, you know, you've got to, if you're going to do a crime like this, all these things have to be part of your thought process. They must be. Because you're not just going to think, well, I'm going to go in this house, or I'm going to go to this house, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive into this house. Not past house down the road either. I'm going to literally drive right outside the house after I've made sure that everyone in the neighbourhood have seen me on camera. And then I'm going to park outside. And then I'm going to go in with my weapon either in my hand or tucked in my pocket. Hopefully they're deep pockets, you know, they're really deep, but in my pocket. And then I'm going to go to this house with, there's no sign of breaking an entry, but maybe he did indeed take a crowbar with him. But then surely he would have also taken that into the house. Who knows? But we know that the person who saw him leave didn't say that in one hand he had a crowbar and in the other hand he had a weapon. They just said that they saw him leave. You would have thought that maybe that would have been an explanation as to what put Dylan Mortensen into this frozen shock phase. If she saw this man clad in black, and in one hand he's wielding a dripping weapon, and the other hand he's got a crowbar that was the intended purpose was to get into rooms. But you have to answer that question. You have to answer the question as to how he or she was thinking that they were going to get into the house, and once they were in the house, how they would then access the people inside the house. And like I say, that is either reconnaissance or it's insider knowledge. Someone has told the person who comes into the house that now is locked and the people are in their rooms and their doors aren't locked. Again, that's the only answer to that question. Someone who is going to do this crime isn't just going to go there and think they're going to kick the door in. They're going to kick all doors in. That just don't wash for me. It just doesn't make sense. And I think that if the defense were to go at the jury in terms of, well, what you're told of, this must have been a crime where someone had prior knowledge to this property. You then have to prove that this person had to, and the only way it would have been reconnaissance. Now we know, also know that there was periods his phone had pinged in the area, but law enforcement stated that they don't believe that he was in the area. So that then throws doubt over any that would say that he's shown they themselves have basically that evidence is not the most reliable. And again, I'm not spitballing, I'm not making that up. That is what has been said. But like I say, there's no two ways about this. Brian Koberger had either, or whoever did this, had either been in that property, actually in that property, had knowledge of the locks in the doors, where the doors were, and the fact that he could have got in there and quietly accessed the rooms, at least one room. And that would have been the first room that he went to. Because what we've got to understand is that we believe, or we've been led to believe, that this was potentially a targeted incident. So at least one room, he must know that he can get through the external door in there, where to go once he's got inside that property. Now, I know people have said that they can lure look, you know, you can do reconnaissance look at to see whether he has been bringing up schematics of the house. But if he hasn't, again, you then have to think to yourself, how does he know how to navigate that house so swiftly and get to where he is if we're saying this was a target attack? And even if it wasn't a target attack, then what made him go there first? Now, again, I said yesterday, in terms of how this house was attacked and going up to the top level first shows a degree of, I would say, military skill, because I believe that someone from the military doing this kind of attack would have gone in that vein. They'd have gone in there to go and do this in the safest way possible to them, which would have sadly, I have to touch on this because it's a fact. There is ex-military in the area, or there was ex-military in the area who subsequently went on to threaten to kill their own roommates and was taken out by SWAT. So look, this was a very military style operation, and you can't get away from that. I'm not pointing the finger at anyone, but there was thought, there was planning, there must have been reconnaissance, and if there wasn't reconnaissance, there must have been someone giving information from inside that property, or someone who would of that house, whether it was, and I'm not saying it was necessarily a roommate who was in there, it could have been someone else who had been inside that property, someone else who had a problem with someone in that property. But for this person who done this crime, I'm knowledge of inside that property, and that was either done through reconnaissance or someone giving them the information that they needed. Let me know down below if you think I'm wrong, and let me know down below why you think I'm wrong, if you think I'm wrong, because I don't see any other way. I do not believe that this was a crime where someone up sticks and thought, I'm going to go over there and I'm just going to break in, and then I'm going to get in the house and I'm going to break into the doors once I'm in there. I'm going to kick him in, or I'm going to jimmy him open, and because that just wouldn't have worked. And if they were willing to do that, would one person have been willing to do that? Because I do feel, like I said at the beginning of this video, if multiple people were doing it, then I can see that multiple people could have broken in there and felt that that wouldn't have mattered if they had to smack doors open, because there was multiple assailants, and it would have been easier crowd control, if you like. But again, let me know down below. Was there reconnaissance? Did Brian Kohberger do this crime, and was he doing reconnaissance on this property? And was this, and how was this done? Did he actually get physically inside here? Do you believe that he did it? Because again, if you do, and if you feel that's something that he did, we still have to prove that whatsoever. We can't pinpoint his location really to here without questions. Then they have to prove that he perhaps looked at the property online to give him an inside look at the property and how to navigate it. Let me know down below, and I'll catch you all in video 2.
Okay, it should have took it off mute and changed my camera. I don't know why it didn't. Okay, there we go. And hell, way back when that PCA came out, I started questioning the frickin' drive. I was like, wait, huh? I've been saying the frickin' DeLorean for how long? Like, even back when the PCA came out, it was like, dude, there's so many holes in this. There can be, potentially, if you look at it like a juror member, because that's how you have to look at all this shit, as a juror member, right? Not one way or the other. Reasonable doubt, innocent until proven guilty, the facts, everything. Because I can tell you how I truly feel, but it might not go with the exact what the evidence is going to say, you know? did the crime. It to me, it had to be multiple. And I don't even know if the crime took place in the timeline that they're talking. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's been so much shoddy shit. Again, been saying this since the shit came out back in November and December. Nobody was checking the roof. Nobody was checking that little roof part outside Ian X's bedroom. They didn't even have the parking lot taped off in the first place. We know that. So you didn't check the roof, and the parking lot was obviously contaminated at that point because you already had. I mean, you saw how many cars were parked all up in that parking lot. There was a bunch coming and going, coming and going, coming and going. People walking through, walking through, walking through. Then it's closed off. Hmm. Yeah, I have some different theories. For sure. All right, give me 1 second. Let me see what we're going to have next here. Because I'm going to try and wait until Yoli can come back so we can watch. How long is that Vargas interview? Does anybody know? Oh, and speaking of harsh, I want to stick to this. This talks about the alibis, why were people cleared so quickly in the case. Let me see here. Let me double check though. Oh, somebody had mentioned the Amazon. We'll go ahead and check that out instead of the alibi stuff. This is talking about the Amazon stuff for the knife purchases. This is Law and Crime, so let me go ahead and get their link. I'll throw their thing up there. And we'll just take our chances. We already played News Nation. You know what I'm saying? So screw it. We're going to do Law and Crime. Screw it.
Search warrants served on big tech companies in the Idaho 4 murder case. What could police be looking for and why?
Come on, StreamYard. Let's go.
Welcome to Law and Crime Sidebar Podcast. I'm Anjanette Levy. 28-year-old Brian Koberger has pleaded not guilty to murdering 4 University of Idaho students in their off-campus home last November. Koberger was a student at Washington State University, not far from the scene of the murders. Police found the sheath of a K-bar knife underneath one of the victims, Maddie Mogan. But to our knowledge, a murder weapon has not been found. Since March here, Moscow police have served several search warrants on social media companies, banks, and even the K-bar knife company. But the records are heavily redacted, and the warrants are sealed. The latest documents show in July, detectives seized records for Apple, Amazon, PayPal, Venmo, Google, and YouTube. Also, they seized records for Spotify. But we don't know whose accounts they wanted. We do know the Amazon warrant asked for the click history of the account owner. The warrant to Apple sought messages and anything saved to an iCloud account. And the PayPal and Venmo warrants were looking for financial information like transactions, billing info, geolocation data, and any emails or phone numbers that might be connected to the account. Koberger waived his right to a speedy trial in August, which means the trial is postponed indefinitely. Joining me to discuss these latest search warrants in the Idaho 4 case is somebody who is very familiar with evidence because he teaches it at the Beasley School of Law at Temple University. He is Professor Jules Epstein. Welcome back to Sidebar. Thanks for coming back.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
Good morning. Tell me if you would, Jules, what does this tell you that just in the past 2 months or so, this trial was initially scheduled for October. It was initially scheduled to begin today, in fact, with jury selection. And back in July, they are sending out all of these search warrants. We don't know who they're for, whose accounts, but it was for Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Google, YouTube, PayPal, Venmo. What does this tell you?
Well, This is reading tea leaves, but it suggests a bunch of possible concerns. A number of penalty case.
Come on.
And right now, while the
1 second. My Spotify replied that the requested info could not be located. Hold on, let me get my link. Try this out. I mean, you can search Evil CJ on Spotify, and it should pop up CJ's playlist. Let me see here. How do I get the... You know, I need to get a new mic cover. This thing smells like freaking smoke. Oh. Hold on. Sorry about that. Let me blow it out real quick. Where did I put that damn link at? I'm trying to get the link for my playlist here. Just type in Evil CJ.
evidence is compelling, it's also largely circumstantial. His car, or a car just like it's seen near there.
Here it is.
His cell phone indicating travel in that area repeatedly. DNA on the knife, convict and give the death penalty is anybody's guess. Many jurors or prospective jurors in death penalty cases have said, forget about beyond a reasonable doubt.
Right.
I will never vote for the death penalty unless it's beyond all doubt. So one explanation is this is the prosecutor trying to cement their case. Another is they're doing just what good prosecutors and police do, keep investigating. And coincidentally, by keeping investigating, that adds or potentially adds to the arsenal of evidence that they have.
One thing that I this is what came to mind for me when I saw this. So this is a death penalty case. It was initially scheduled to begin on October 2nd with jury selection because Kohberger had asserted his right to a speedy trial. He later waived that right to a speedy trial because it appeared that both sides, both the prosecution and the defense, were not ready to do this. I mean, this is a case with a voluminous amount of evidence. Why are we requesting we don't know if...
I'm just waiting for StreamYard. Sorry about that.
Because it appeared that both sides, both the prosecution and the defense, were not ready to do this. I mean, this is a case with a voluminous amount of evidence. Why are we requesting we don't know if they're for Brian Kohberger. They could be for maybe an alternative suspect. We just don't know. Or one of the kids involved in this, but we don't know. Why are we requesting this stuff so late in the game if we were,
No, I apologize. I misunderstood, Kelly. It's because this StreamYard's been buggy, and so it's distracting me, and so I just saw one comment, and then I just was instantly trying to find it and let this thing catch up and all that stuff. So I apologize. I'm just a little distracted from it right now with all the bugginess shit going on.
Looking toward trial in October, or shouldn't these have been things that possibly had been arrested much earlier.
I don't know why it took people time to initiate these requests. If I understand it correctly, they already have the results. So in theory, they could have been ready for today had the case been going. Again, it may have been somebody said, oops, we never checked that. It may have been they got lead number one that made them think we need to follow up. It may have been that they stumbled on an account of Kohlberger's that they weren't aware existed, and that triggered the thought. Sometimes there's also a process when you're requesting, in other words, when perpetrators are requesting information from social media, from Google, things of that nature. It takes a while to get it. I don't know all the policies. They may have had issues of having to notify the customer, quote unquote. So I don't want to.
Okay, so does that mean that see, this is an interesting part, right? This is an interesting crossroads. Because it means two things. It means two things. It means one, defense was, they got called on their bluff. That's one. The defense got called on their bluff. Or because they know what they know, the defense, they tried to put pressure on the prosecution, right? Trying to, hey, we know what we know. You know we know what we know. We're asking you for the shit, so we're not getting it. Put pressure on you. Maybe you'll break down. That didn't happen. Which, when you say you don't have shit to supply and all this, I don't get it. I don't get it. Why the defense isn't getting some shit. And then it's just the fact of, okay, well, the defense, we know what we know. We put pressure on the prosecution. They didn't crumble to it. So now we also need time. Throw away the speedy trial. We also need time. Because we didn't get what we needed, we also need time to discover the shit on their own, since the prosecution can't provide it. That's what I'm thinking. I think the second one is the more logical, but we'll see.
Say they were late. I can't tell.
And that's true. We don't know. And we can't tell because everything of substance is redacted.
Right.
One thing we can tell, though, is that they subpoenaed or issued a search warrant for records of somebody's Amazon account.
I don't know if you guys can hear me, but whenever I notice StreamYard get into one bar on my thing, it means that it's not running. Not that it's a connection, but it's not running. So that's why I'm just pausing it from time to time, because I need to wait for it to do its thing or something.
Amazon sells just about everything under the sun. And you can get anything on Amazon. And they're looking to see what pages a person may have been on in their account. Did the suspect own this K-bar knife? Earlier in the year, in March, I believe, they had subpoenaed, obviously they had a K-bar knife shine. Somebody.
What the fuck just happened? Well, here, let me pause it real quick to make sure I did answer Sally's question. Hold on. We'll let StreamYard catch up. What question was directed towards me? Does anyone in chat? That's what I think, Sally. I think it happened between 3 and I think it happened between 3 and 4:30. I think it started a lot earlier. I'm not sure, Cherry, what other question you're referring to. When are the... Well, that's here. This is what they're talking about right here. Sorry, it's being so... Here, we're only 6 minutes into it. Let me back it up just a little bit.
That might be connected to the account. Koberger waived his right to a speedy trial in August, which means the trial is postponed indefinitely. Joining me to discuss these latest search warrants in the Idaho 4 case is somebody who is very familiar with evidence because he teaches it at the Beasley School of Law at Temple University. He is Professor Jules Epstein. Welcome back to Sidebar. Thanks for coming back.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
Good morning. Tell me, if you would, Jules, what does this tell you that just in the past 2 months or so, this trial was initially scheduled for October. It was initially scheduled to begin today, in fact, with jury selection. And back in July, they are sending out all of these search warrants. We don't know who they're for, whose accounts, but it was for Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Google, YouTube, PayPal, Venmo. What does this tell you?
Well, this is reading tea leaves, but it suggests a bunch of possible concerns. And number one, this is a death penalty case. And prosecutors have to be and want to be at their most thorough in a death penalty case. And right now, while the evidence is compelling, it's also largely circumstantial. His car, or a car just like it's seen near there. His cell phone indicating travel in that area repeatedly. Of course, there's the DNA on the knife sheath. Whether that's enough for a jury to convict and give the death penalty is anybody's guess. Many jurors or prospective jurors in death penalty cases have said, forget about beyond a reasonable doubt. I will never vote for the death penalty unless it's beyond all doubt. So one explanation is this is the prosecutor trying to cement their case. Another is they're doing just what good prosecutors and police do, keep investigating. And coincidentally, by keeping investigating, that adds or potentially adds to the arsenal of evidence that they have.
One thing that I this is what came to mind for me when I saw this. So it's a pound case on October 2nd with jury selection because Koberger had asserted his right to a speedy trial. He later waived that right to a speedy trial because it appeared that both sides, both the prosecution and the defense, were not ready to do this. I mean, this is a case with a voluminous amount of evidence.
So the defense didn't respond in the 37-day period because the court said that they needed to have more evidence. because they were trying to get the grand jury indictment. There were, issues trying to get that. It's the court is basically saying, okay, we need more. The prosecution rebutted. We need more. Well, they interviewed or cross-examined. They had those experts show up. We're going to be watching one of them on Truth and Transparency that she had on there before. And shout out to her. And that was the one where Bill Thompson had people go ask her questions after that. The defense was trying to get information then. What they said back then was very informative. I mean, we went through it again. They're definitely worth the watch if you haven't watched them. Sorry, I'm trying to do different things here in the background and trying to see if I can get StreamYard to work better. And that's true. DNA doesn't lie, but how did the DNA get there, Mary? That doesn't lie either, and that's what we're waiting to find out. How did? And if you do look into how the DNA was, the profile was created, it was through manipulation. Missing pieces that needed to be filled in order to create a profile. So there's different, there's both sides. There's why is the DNA there? And then there's the side of how did the DNA get there? I mean, how did the DNA get there? You know what I mean? I've brought up the coffee cup example, right? This coffee cup I hold in my hand, because you got to be honest. You can't tell me this can't happen, right? The coffee cup I'm holding in my hand, say I went and purchased it at the store today. Say you picked up the coffee cup and you decided, you know what? It's a coffee cup that I don't really like. And I walked up right behind you and I picked up that same coffee cup and I said, you know what? I think this would be a really good coffee cup to purchase and take home. So I purchase it and take it home. I do a nasty thing and I don't wash it, right? So your touch DNA is all over my coffee cup anyway. But I put my coffee into it, right? So then your touch DNA is on my coffee cup because you picked it up earlier at the store. I didn't wash it. I touched the same spot that you touched on the coffee cup, and then I touched my microphone arm. And then all of a sudden something happens, and your touch DNA is on my microphone arm. Does that mean that you committed the crime? Ooh, I don't know. It's tricky.
We don't know.
I'm not saying dude didn't do it. I'm not saying this dude didn't do it. You're right. DNA doesn't lie, but how? How did your touch DNA get on my microphone? How did the touch DNA on the sheath, how did that get there? That's the question, because it easily could have been tossed on a sweater that dude was wearing the day before. The sheath could have easily been tossed on that sweater. Transfer right there. It's that simple. So there's so many different things. The car, was there a license plate? What? I mean, if we go through all the press releases, I'll show you right here. We can go through the press releases from Moscow PD. All they offered was a stock photo. All they offered was a stock photo. Right here, a stock photo. Is that his car? You have to think about, yeah, how many white cars were registered? How many white cars did they have to start with? They had to start with 19 to 22,000 white cars. You know how many white cars are produced? Do you know how many white Hyundai Elantras were registered for that area? Yikes. It's a lot. It's a lot. Now, this is what was offered. This is all that was offered. This is from Moscow PD, okay? That's from Moscow PD. Now, think about it. If you had a picture of the plate, if you had a picture of the car, why are you releasing a stock photo? Because wouldn't you want this person caught right away? If you had a license plate, wouldn't you want that license plate to be offered to the public so they could hurry up and say, look, hey, police, I see the license plate and the car. Why a stock photo? I don't know. Why a stock photo? If you're right? If you're trying to find the person who committed the crime, why are you not releasing the picture of the vehicle? Why are you not releasing the license plate? Why are you not releasing any kind of sign that differentiates that vehicle from all the other 19 to 22,000 vehicles? What differentiates this vehicle that you have from all the others? Because if you're trying to capture the person that committed this crime as soon as possible, then why wouldn't you release the photo of the vehicle? Why wouldn't you release the photo of the license plate? Because you're trying to find them a hell of a lot quicker. What do they do with Amber Alerts, everybody? They give you the frickin' license plate. Why do they give you the license plate? They give you the license plate so you can find the person ASAP. No? No? I don't know. I'm not saying dude didn't do it. But I am saying I sure as hell don't agree with an innocent person being convicted, and I don't agree with a guilty person getting set free. That's what I don't agree with. So, if you touch this coffee cup and then all of a sudden your touch is right here because I picked up the coffee cup, well, I don't know. I don't know if you'd be saying that about yourself. Just
If they're for Brian
saying.
Koberger, they could be for maybe an alternative suspect. We just don't know. Or one of the kids involved in this, but we don't know. Why are we
Thank you for the
requesting
combo. I
this
love
stuff
it.
so
You got
late in
me
the
fired
game?
up.
If
I
we
appreciate
were,
that.
looking
Great
toward
combo.
trial in October, shouldn't
Great
these have
combo.
been things that possibly should have been requested much earlier?
I don't know why it took people time to understand it correctly.
Seriously, come on. You put out the freaking license plate. You put out a picture of the vehicle. You're trying to catch this person as soon as possible. It's criminal justice 101, everybody. It's criminal justice. Criminal justice. Do the homework, right? Criminal justice. All you got to do is do the homework. Criminal Justice 101. You release a photo, you're good.
They already have the results. So in theory, they could have been ready for today had the case been going. It may have been they got lead number one that made them think, oh, now we need to follow up. It may have been that they stumbled on an account of Kohlberger's that they weren't aware existed, and that triggered the thought. Sometimes there's also a process when you're requesting, in other words, when police or prosecutors are requesting information from social media, from Google, things of that nature. It takes a while to get it. I don't know all the policies. They may have had
You know what I'm
issues of
saying?
having to notify the customer, quote unquote. So I don't want to say they were late. I can't tell.
And that's true. We don't know. And we can't tell because everything of substance is redacted.
Right.
One thing we can tell, though, is that they subpoenaed or
Stream.
Amazon sells, and you can get anything on Amazon. And they're looking to see what pages a person may have been on in their account, that type of thing. Earlier in the year, there's been a lot of talk of, well, did the suspect own this K-Bar knife? And earlier in the year, in March, I believe, they had subpoenaed K-Bar knives for records because
And when did they ever say they found the weapon? They never found the weapon. They found the sheath. Just because you find a sheath doesn't mean. Look at the report. 2 types of injuries. Come on now. Do the homework.
Mogan's in
Right. And the knife, which has never been recovered, right, is the missing link. Again, I'm not saying there is or is not enough to convict, but certainly if you can put a knife into the defendant's hand or a search for that kind of knife into the defendant's search history, that's going to add a lot to the case. And I should add here, nobody has.
Seriously, this is true crime. If anybody has evidence, like seriously, this is true crime. If anybody has evidence to the contrary, whether it's for the prosecution or the defense, you should already know that you should already have given that to the correct agencies, So I would assume that if anybody is claiming to have evidence, we already went through this before with Dot. Come on now.
Has a
Come on
right
now.
to object to a search warrant directed to Amazon. We don't own that private information.
Oh my Lord.
Under United States Supreme Court
Cooking
law,
shows.
when you give information to a third party, you
Cooking shows.
share your credit card, you make purchases, and they keep that information. No absolute privacy interest. That's where you can say, hey, my rights were, you searched my account. It's just not there.
PayPal and Venmo. They're obviously
No, this is anybody. I'm saying anybody that claims to have evidence. That's what I said. You can rewind it about a minute and 30 seconds. Anybody that has evidence. I mean, come on, we're in a true crime show. It's already known. You tell the local, you tell the agencies what, it's true crime, cooking shows.
Looking for transactions by somebody.
Anybody. I mean, come on. We
We
already went
don't
through
know.
this with
We're
Dot.
kind of speculating here. We're doing a lot of speculating. But
We
they
already
had
went through it with Dot.
subpoenaed and issued search warrants for, we believe, the victims' Venmo and PayPal accounts earlier in the year. A whole slew of search warrants went out. So they're looking, obviously, for payments. You can also go on Venmo. Maybe they're
Which is true.
also using these records to see, did this person look up, did person Y look up person X?
Okay.
That type of thing. Do you think that that's part of this process possibly as well? Jules?
Seriously, you don't even need to send me the information, really. There's no reason to send it to me. You just send it to the correct agencies. You know what I'm saying? That's all. Because, listen, anybody knows. We're in true crime. Anybody knows if you have evidence, you need to, as soon as possible, give it to the correct individuals. I mean, we're in true crime, That just comes along with it.
I'll be guessing.
Please send
But the answer
that information
is,
to those
this
agencies.
is the well-known leave no stone unturned.
I have that same air
If they
purifier.
could find a link
Oh, yeah.
of any sort between one of the victims and the defendant, that would be incredibly powerful. Otherwise, they are
It's a good
just
purifier,
checking
too.
a lot of information.
Shout out
Maybe
Lenovo.
there's one other reason.
Great purifier.
The defense in any criminal case can often raise questions about the adequacy or completeness of the police investigation. Well, you didn't look here and you didn't look there and you didn't check, and alternate suspects and things of that nature. An added value
Come on, StreamYard.
of this exhaustive search process is to say we did check. And there's nobody else.
Touch DNA, a lot of people would say, is unreliable. And it sounds like, from what we know, and we really know very little. We know what was in the...
Sorry, StreamYard's being a little buggy, and it just muted me for no reason. I don't know why I did that. StreamYard's being a little buggy right now, so I apologize. It was being buggy earlier this morning. It might get to I don't know. We might get to a point where I might just end it, start a new one, see if that helps. I don't know. It's kind of being ridiculous right now because I do want to go into this 1122 and I do want to go into this Vargas interview. We got to do it tonight. At least one of them.
Of probable cause to arrest Brian Kohberger late last year.
At least the 1122.
DNA, in your opinion, Jules, as unreliable or potentially unreliable as some people claim it is?
So it's weird for me to hear the term unreliable with touch DNA. The DNA is the DNA. The reliability, if you will, is how did it get there?
Right.
So
just like, I mean, right here, what he just said, how did it get there, right? The touch is the touch. How? Right?
Late last year. Is touch DNA, in your opinion, Jules, as unreliable or potentially unreliable as some people
It's
claim
right
it
here.
is?
Come on now.
So it's weird for me to hear the term unreliable with touch DNA. The DNA is the DNA.
The DNA is the
The
DNA.
reliability, if you will, is how did it get there?
The reliability is how did it get there? That's all I've been saying, yo. Damn. Dude on sidebar saying the same shit.
So right
And he's
now,
on sidebar, you know?
let's do this.
Like, come on.
I'm
Oh, no.
touching this. Clearly, my DNA is on it. And if I hand this to you and you
Right?
put it in your pocket,
I pick up the coffee cup that you decided you didn't want to purchase. I picked it up and I did the gross thing, which I never do. I don't wash it. And oh gosh, you were looking right at this block C. And so I kind of was looking at it too. And I was like, damn, that's pretty cool. And then I went like this, son of a bitch. That means you committed the crime. Come on now. Come on now.
possibly my DNA may now be on your clothes. So that if my DNA ends up on your clothes, did I touch you? Or did you get it from putting this thing in your pocket? Explanation for how I touched something that something else touched or whatever that got my DNA. So that if I went to a knife store and picked up a knife.
I'm not sure. I mean, I can refresh it again. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I'll be back. I'll refresh it again here. 1 second.
Look there and you didn't check and alternate suspects and things of that nature. One added value of this exhaustive search process is to say we did check and there's nobody else out there.
Let's move on to the touch DNA. Touch DNA, a lot of people would say, is unreliable. And it sounds like, from what we know, and we really know very little. We know what was in the affidavit of probable cause to arrest Brian Kohberger late last year. Is touch DNA, in your opinion, Jules, as unreliable or potentially unreliable as some people claim it is?
So it's weird for me to hear the term unreliable with touch DNA. The DNA is the DNA. The reliability, if you will, is how did it get there? So right now let's do this. I'm touching this item, okay? I'm touching an item in my office. There's the camera, there we go. Okay, clearly my DNA is on it. And if I hand this to you and you put it in your pocket, possibly my DNA may now be on your clothes. So that if my DNA ends up on your clothes, did I touch you or did you get it from putting this thing in your pocket? Well, that's a great question if there's an innocent explanation for how I touched something that something else touched or whatever that got my DNA. So that if I went to a knife store and picked up a knife sheath, it would have my DNA. But then I put the knife down and didn't buy it. At the end of the day, it's his DNA. And the question is, sure, you can say, well, it was touched somewhere else. Okay, where else? or what else? Or what was there that could contaminate it by two things touching? I have no idea what the defense theory or fact is on that. So I get the idea about touch DNA, but until there's a context that says, my goodness, there is a way that somehow something with his DNA, his own hand, or another item touch that sheath.
There have been a lot of defense attorneys. They'll say, "Well, touch DNA could have been transferred. You know, you could have shaken somebody's hand, or you could have done this or that, and it could have been transferred that way." But your DNA is still, as you said, on a knife sheath found under a murder victim's body.
Right. So again, if there, like I said, if we could prove that that knife sheath was in Joe or Sally or whoever's hardware store, and that the defendant worked in that hardware store, that might be an explanation. If we could prove that it was in the hardware store next to the hammers and he went over to reach for a hammer, that would be an interesting explanation. Everybody's right that yes, my DNA on item X does not automatically mean that I held it. But it doesn't mean that I didn't. You need a context.
One of the search warrants we forgot to mention was for Google and YouTube. YouTube is owned by Google. So this could be for any number of things, email, possibly a YouTube account. What could that tell us, if anything?
Very often, for a crime and after. Before a crime, it's what were you looking up? In this guy's past, if I understand it correctly, as a student studying criminology, he did some sort of study with offenders where he asked them a question along the lines of, how did you either pick your victim or approach your victim, something like that. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Whether his research on that would be admissible at trial is a question that could be argued both ways. But suppose he was doing research like that online before the crime. Suppose he did a Google Earth, Google Maps, check out that house before the crime. That would be incredibly powerful. After the crime, it could be anything from how often did he read stories about the case? If there is this peculiar obsession with it, prosecutors have argued that that shows what we call consciousness of guilt. Was he looking at states, countries that have no extradition treaty? Was he looking at alternative explanations for how my DNA got somewhere? When people search, their searches are sometimes just curiosity, and sometimes reflect a concern. So it's either planning or concern.
Bryan Kohberger has now waived his right to a speedy trial. When do you see this case going to trial? What would you see it? Is 2024 a possibility, or do we think it could go out farther than that?
Death penalty cases are different because they're really two trials. You have the trial on guilt or non-guilt. Then you have an entire second trial on punishment. As much as we are focusing on the investigation into the who did it, the lawyers need to also be focusing on the investigation into every aspect of case that would argue for a sentence less than death. That takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of money. Having said that, I don't know right now why it couldn't go to trial next year.
Well, Professor Jules Epstein, we appreciate your time and your expertise as always. It's always a pleasure. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for all the in-depth coverage you provide. It's really great.
Oh, thank you. That's it for this edition of Law and Crime Sidebar Podcast. You can listen to and download Sidebar on Apple, Spotify, Google, and wherever else you get your podcasts. And of course, you can always watch it on Law and Crime's YouTube channel. I'm Anjanette Levy, and we will see you next time. Search warrants served on
Is it? Come on. Why am I? Hold on. I'm sorry, everybody. StreamYard is just. I don't even think it's StreamYard anymore at this point. Or anymore at all, really, honestly. And yeah, seriously, peace, positivity, and progress. Everybody knows that. Bautismo puts it up there all the time. There's no reason to be rude or disrespectful to anybody, myself, or anybody in the community. We don't tolerate that. If you can't follow that, then come on. It's about having a peaceful, positive, and progressive community. And we all need to be rowing the same way, you know? So, you know, there's plenty of other shows that will totally accept and desire rude and disrespect. We don't here. So, I trust any of my mods and I trust myself. So, I apologize. It is what it is. You say tomato, I say tomato. I don't know. All right, so we're going to switch here. Give me 1 second. I'm going to get into a little bit of Delphi, right? Let me see. Where was that? Yes, Harsh Reality talking about Delphi. You're welcome, Kelly. There's no reason for it, you know. Especially when we're talking, I mean, you got somebody on Law and Crime saying the same shit as me, saying the same shit as stuff in the chat. So I don't understand why the negative energy. You know what I'm saying? You got experts on there saying the same shit. So, come on. All right, so we're going to cover a little bit of Delphi here, and then when Yoli comes back, it should be soon. I would like to try and at least hit one of these with Yoli, and we can schedule Yoli for another show when we do more. I'm definitely going to be on tomorrow night. I'm thinking about being on tomorrow in the mid-afternoon, but I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to be doing, but I know tomorrow night I'll be on this channel, and we'll be talking some more. So I'm going to switch to Delphi for a little bit. And Yoli, let me know when you're back. I really want to have you on panel when we go over some of this stuff, especially this Vargas interview, everybody. So we're going to switch to Delphi here for a few.
Well, hello there, you beautiful, beautiful people. I hope you're well on this wonderful Wednesday. Wonderful Wednesday. That's it, baby. The midweek hump is upon us already, and this week is flying. That's amazing. Well, you are amazing. You look amazing. And this week currently is going at quite an amazing it is Wednesday, isn't it? Is it Wednesday? Now I'm doubting myself. No, it is. I just looked Wednesday, the 4th of October. And we are heading over for video 1 because this is video 1 of 2. So you know what to do. Well, at the moment, let's just watch this. Later on, there'll be another one, and we'll be talking about cowboys in the Idaho case. But
then we already kind of went through that. I don't. Come on, StreamYard. Shelly. You guys are crazy.
At the moment, oh my word. So look, this is one of the
I'm sorry, everybody.
Oh my word. So look, this is one of these cases. This is one of the situations for bias or trying to seal the deal on something that's been long overdue, or because there's pressure, so on and so forth, and it might not be the right outcome, it might not be the right person, and people lose their minds. You talk about this and people lose their mind. But Delphi, if what is happening in the Delphi situation is true and just, and every day there's more stuff that comes out that kind of points in the direction that Richard Allen is very likely not the person who did it. And there's been people who have doubted this all the way from the beginning. He said, look, I argued that when you look at the state of the guy and what he's obviously gone through, there's a good chance that could have been coerced, or he's just thought, you know what, I just want this over. Just want this over. If I say I did it, this is a done deal. But what's going on now is if you listen to the Delphi case, you'll know the situation, and that is that they're kind of saying that there was this Odinism link. This was a cult killing, and it was hidden. There's been some very weird stuff happening all around it. I did a video not so long ago. If you haven't watched it, go and watch it. I'm not going to tell you what's in it because that would be counterproductive to the algorithm. So yeah, go find it. It's a thumbnail with Richard Allen in it, and it's interesting. Look, but some of this information was due to that they sort of boo-pooed this cult situation because they say they got this specialist in. And the specialist turned around and said, look, I'm a specialist, and because I'm a specialist, I know that is nothing to do with cult. That's nothing to do with Odinism, blah, 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 blah. And this bloke then vanishes off the face of the planet. So he's now been found. And not only has he been found, but it would appear that what law enforcement said he said is not entirely true, because it would say that he actually did say that it was a potential that it was a reproduction or an attempt at a reproduction of another cult ritual. And he'd even gone as far as speaking to somebody else who was another specialist, and they had agreed that that's what this was. And the police buried it. The police buried it, much like they're going to try and bury Richard Allen. And it's up to us, the tinfoil hat people, the people who always want to look into things and are not willing to accept things at face value, to make sure that the eyes are on everybody and is pushed before everybody and said, we've got you, guy, we've got it all, and this is done and dusted. Believe us, trust us, we are not liars. And, you
This
know, and
is
we see the
crazy,
same in the
man.
Idaho 4 case, because we're willing the curtain, so to speak, we're the people in the wrong. But look, what if nobody peeked around the curtain in the Delphi case? Are you saying that that would be right? Are you saying that that would be just? And just the fact that somebody paid makes it all better, makes it all go away. And we've got another situation here where the fallen foot. We're now tired of the prosecution drip, feeding us evidence against our client. Now we want to know what you've got. We want to know. We want everything, and the judge has got to give a deadline as to when they've got to give us it. What does that sound? Does that sound familiar to you? So you've got a case that, from a court perspective, from a how the prosecution is behaving perspective. Our case over. Like our case over in Moscow, Idaho. And off the back end of that, we've got a guy who could potentially be innocent. And in because you've got to make a decision on, do you just feel this Richard Allen situation has just been perpetuated by the defense, has been, you know, conjured up to try and throw doubt, and the guy is the right guy. He's the guy who did it. He is the guy. He's guilty as charged. Throw away the man, throw away his key, whatever.
I'm gonna it's all right, I gotta wait for StreamYard here. I'm gonna try and get through this episode, okay? And I'm gonna go ahead and just end the show for the evening. I'm gonna go hang out at the lounge, okay? I'm just gonna go hang out at the lounge tonight. So after this show's done, if you want to come hang out at the lounge, come on over to the lounge. I'm gonna hang out at the lounge. And tomorrow, yeah, it's a wild one. Tomorrow afternoon or something, I'm probably gonna stream on the lounge. Oh, StreamYard. I'm gonna probably stream on the lounge. I'm going to test some things tomorrow, and I'll let you know about tomorrow night. This is not acceptable. It's not acceptable. I don't do these shows for me to freeze or cut, or to sound like I'm in a frickin' tunnel, or for any of the shows that we watch, or any of the guests that we have on panel. So, if everything's going to be working good over at the lounge whenever it decides it wants to, you know, be cool, that's cool. And if Yoli's available and I'm still streaming, then we'll hop back over on this channel and we will have Yoli on panel for those episodes. But this is just not acceptable. I cannot sit here and ask you guys to sit here for 30 minutes or something to watch an 11-minute video, or to hear me try and have a conversation. It's just not acceptable. I already did it this morning. I've already done it for a period of time. It just progressively keeps getting worse. And Yeah, something needs to change because I'm not about going down the same path and expecting a different result because that shit just don't work. All right. Something needs to change, whether it's StreamYard or it's the program or it's something. Something needs to change. This is not acceptable. This is not why I do this show. I don't do the show for shit to skip. I don't do this show for me to skip. I don't do this show for my microphone. I don't. Okay. So, yes, and the 503. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm going to try and get through this episode and I'm going to kick it at the damn lounge. All right. We need some
and
fun.
be done with it, or is there something else we need to look at? And if you are someone who was on the fence or think that there's
This is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. You guys deserve better than this.
the potential that he could be innocent, do you not now see the
This
importance
is
in
unacceptable.
keeping your foot on the necks of those in charge and making sure that you don't take everything at face value? There is an importance in it. There is a value in it, because justice, true justice, is about the right people being held accountable for crimes, not just a person or people just to satisfy an urge to see retribution. And that's why we do what we do. And sometimes that's uncomfortable, sometimes that's unpalatable, but it is something that needs to happen. If it doesn't happen, then we are going to go into the future seeing more and more innocent people being used as patsies to satisfy that need for somebody to pay for a crime at the cheapest way possible. Because that's, make no bones about it, that's what a lot of this is about. This is about funding. This is about prosecution. Engines cost money, and people don't want to spend that money. And if they find a way that they can make something go away quicker, then likelihood is they're going to do it. And some of the statistics, especially in the United States and being such a large place, and when you see that there's so many sort of serial killers who they class as, an inactive serial killer, and how many, these are scary numbers. These are scary, scary numbers. But where are these people born from? These are people are born from where there has been a murder and there has been a conviction and someone has been thrown in a can for something that someone else done. And then this person has to then lie dormant for a while, not to then raise suspicion on them. That's where some of them will be born from. That's my critical mind. But let me know down below what you think. What's going on in the Delphi case? Is this guy getting closer and closer every day to walking? And if that's the case, then the scary thing is there's some really, really evil, dangerous people out there. And they're going to strike again soon.
Well, I mean, we kind of went into it before. I'm going to try and have a show here soon where we have Silky Southern Tea and Coach Kev on the show, because they both have very different views, I'll say. They both have not very different, but different views when it comes to the background of the crime. So I think it'll be really neat to have both of them on the show, Silky and Coach Kev, and we have a discussion about all this stuff when it comes to this case. With what came out from the defense, it makes you question a lot of things, right? But at the same time, and I kind of wanted to get into that tonight with the Delphi topic. Unfortunately, I wanted to be streaming another two hours or so, but it's just progressively getting worse. I don't even know if I don't even know if the lounge will even, it's going to be the same thing. So I don't know. We'll see. You guys deserve better than this choppy ass shit. Randy's is doing good, Kelly. He came into the show last night or the night before. He's doing good. That's unacceptable. I'm sorry. That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. When you That's unacceptable. All right, anybody or everybody. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end this. We'll be back at the lounge here shortly. And I apologize. It's just being so buggy tonight. And never going to tolerate any kind of rudeness. That's just, yeah, we're better than that. We'll see you at the lounge, everybody. Appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out tonight.
I'm just what I am. That's all.
you.